What's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out with us here on NESN Bets Kickoff. I'm Claudia Bellofatto here with the former Patriots running back, three-time Super Bowl champ, LeGarrette Blount. LG, we finally have a good game on Thursday Night Football. How lucky are we?
We've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for this. It's finally here. It's a real good one, too.
Way too long.
Cincinnati done turned it around a little bit.
Yep, big for the AFC North between the Bengals and the Ravens. The Ravens up to a 4-point favorite here. Which way are you going if you had to lay the points or take the points? Who wins this one?
I'm going to go with the Ravens. I think they got I'm pretty sure they got the best running offense, rush offense in the league right now. They average the most, and I'm pretty sure Cincinnati has one of the worst run defenses. So I'm going to go with Lamar.
Yeah, hard not to go with that, and one of the best running back rooms behind him. Gus Edwards, big night for him, I could see coming, and you're totally right. Cincinnati bottom 5 in rush DVOA, which is a really specific stat to show you just how bad the defense has been against the run. So you like the Ravens, and you like them to come out hot with the running game. Let's talk about this total. It opened 44, up to 46.5, so over money. Do you see a lot of points in this one?
The Ravens got a pretty solid defense. I do see that Cincinnati do have their guys. I know they have a couple guys missing. I'm thinking Jamar Chase is missing, I'm pretty sure. But they got a couple guys missing. So, I mean, they're not as explosive as they have been recently. So I'm gonna go with the under here. I think the Ravens score a lot of points. I don't know if the Bengals do.
So T. Higgins out for the Bengals, Jamar Chase in, which is great, but of course when you lose any receiver, that does throw off the offense a little bit. And you're right, if you think that the Ravens are going to lean on the run, that's probably going to bleed out the clock a little bit. They're a top 5 defense, so I agree with you, maybe with this over money, taking a look to the under. However, since I've been waiting for a good matchup, I do sort of hope there are points up there. Let's play a game of better bet. Starting with Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson, the 2 quarterbacks in this one. Whose passing yards do you like over?
I like Joe Burrow's passing yards over. I'm gonna mostly go with him when it comes to passing yards. So he's always going to get a lot of throws. Joe Mixon even gets a lot of catches. So I'm gonna go with Joe Burrow over here.
Okay. Yeah, I can't deny that. I also think there's an opportunity where they're going to have to throw the ball a lot. They're going to be playing from behind. So I've talked about attempts for Burrow. I think those will be there. Let's talk about Jamar Chase now, since I was excited to talk about him, apparently. Between Jamar Chase and Mark Andrews, tight end for the Ravens, who would you pick as a better bet for receiving yards?
I'm going to go with Jamar Chase here. I think that, he's going to be, anytime he's in the game, ever since the bleep open, I'm always open mind, so ever since then he's been on a tear. And if he's in the game, he's going to get the football, no question. So I'm going to go with Jamar Chase on this.
Thank you for bleeping that out yourself. But yes, 7-Eleven, he is quite literally always open. He has some of the most targets of any receiver in the game. That connection between him and Burrow is so consistent. However, I look at Mark Andrews because he is also the safety blanket over there for the Ravens. He has among the most targets, top 5 in red zone targets for all tight ends, leads the team in red zone targets. He could have a big game. And Cincinnati, one of the worst defenses, not only against the run, but also against the tight end position. So I don't think you can really go wrong with either, but we're playing the game, so I'll go Andrews there. All right, let's fill in the blank
now. You gonna fade me?
I'm not fading you. I said both could happen, but I like Andrews. That's all I'm saying. LG, fill in the blank. The leading rusher for the Ravens tonight will be?
The leading rusher for the Ravens tonight will be Lamar Jackson. That'll be the leading rusher for the Ravens tonight.
All right, Sam, I'm going to go heads up with you here, too. I think Gus Edwards is going to get the bulk of the carries. He's explosive. I think Lamar's going to have to use his arm so you can have both the passing game and the run game going in order to win this one. Because the Bengals offense could come out hot, so you want the sort of 2-pronged attack. I will go Gus Edwards there. How about this one? The Bengals will win tonight if, fill in the blank.
The Bengals will win tonight if they can get Joe Mixon going, and if Joe Burrow don't turn the ball over. That's going to be big. The turnover margin is going to be huge here. He got to protect the football. They got to be able to slow down the offense on the other side by being able to generate offense and run the ball and slow the clock and speed the game up on their offense. So if they can do that and get Joe Mixon going, I think they'll be in a good position.
Okay, now how about this one? We're going to flip it on the other side. You've already sort of talked about it, but if you can put it in a different way, the Ravens will win if fill in the blank.
The Ravens will win if Lamar Jackson get going, and obviously that #1 rushing offense in the league, if that gets going, if these guys are playing at the level that we think they're going to play at, if Gus Edwards goes out there and does what you think he's going to do, then that they win handedly if they're able to go out there and run the football the way they're used to.
Okay, so this game is huge for the AFC North, like I said at the top of the show, for the division. You said you believe in the Steelers. I don't know about all that. The Browns, tough losing to Deshaun Watson. But let's talk about this division. This game is super important for Cincinnati. They need a win in order to get up there with the Ravens. We just saw them lose to the Texans. If they lose this one, what are your thoughts on them moving forward?
I mean, like I said, I mean, if they're losing to the Texans, and the Steelers are still winning, I'm just saying. So hey, I'm just saying, but I think that these guys have, that this is a must win. Obviously, whoever wins this game gets an advantage in going head up. But I mean, and obviously, yeah, we're you're right. They're the two of the best teams in the AFC North. But like I said, man, I still like Pittsburgh. But if we're going, I mean, obviously we're with the Ravens and the Bengals right here. This is a must win for them. This is a must win.
Let me ask you from a player's perspective, because everybody on the outside, we're hyping this up like it's the biggest game of the year because it's Thursday Night Football, because it's a divisional matchup. When players head into a game like this, do they think of all that hype too, or is it just another game for them?
I mean, you got to think about it a little bit. You got to know that some games weigh more importance than others. Some weigh more heavily when it comes to you getting to a spot in the playoffs or even being in the hunt. Some things weigh more heavily than others. So you got to have that on your mind. And I know that coaches say that because Bill made it a point to be like, hey, this is a division game. We got to have it. And obviously you want your team to be playing its best version of football after Thanksgiving when all the games matter the most.
Yeah, you're right there, and it sounds like you're big on Lamar Jackson tonight. I was going to ask if you like anybody for an anytime touchdown, but I sort of have a feeling that you're going to go there. Anybody else that you could think of that you like to find the end zone?
Mark Andrews.
Ah, there we go.
Here we go. Yeah, I like Mark Andrews to score a touchdown for sure. Throw that on there, and if you're feeling really spicy, sprinkle a little Odell Beckham.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. I like that. Your odds are going to be much better for Odell because Mark Andrews scores so many and because the red zone targets are there. But Odell's been relatively quiet, so that could be a sneaky one. I think you did this, I forget what week it was, but you were like, oh, yeah, I think I like George Kittle. He hasn't scored a lot, and he scored 3 or something that game. Yeah, so maybe this is your calling, just to come up with the last-minute touchdowns. It seems to be working for you.
Hey, man, just follow me. Just follow me.
LG, we appreciate you as always. Everybody, enjoy Thursday Night Football. We'll see you next week.